This is Unit 2, Week 2, Article 2, the Executive Presidency. What are the powers of the President? There aren't a lot of them. They're mostly informal, and most of them are in international affairs. But within the Constitution, Article 2, which is really short, the specific powers are the President that can grant pardons for anyone of a crime, potential or actual. Hence, President Ford pardoned President Nixon before he'd been formally accused of a crime. The President can sign treaties with foreign countries, but they're not law until the Senate ratifies that treaty by 2/3. Third, the President can appoint ambassadors, members of the cabinet, new Supreme Court justices, but all of these high-ranking government officials are nominated by the President and then confirmed or approved by the U.S. Senate. And the most important power of the President is probably Commander-in-Chief, giving the President the ability to use the U.S. Army however he or she sees fit. Even though Congress can declare war, it doesn't happen anymore. The President sends in the troops, and then Congress is sort of forced to go along with it and decide how to fund them. So the President, most of his power is in foreign affairs, dealing with treaties, the military or its involvement overseas, certainly. And then finally, the President has to inform the country on the State of the Union once a year, i.e. today, that's give the State of the Union address. And that's essentially it. However, the President does have some informal roles that are really important. He's the head of the party. Whatever political party he or she belongs to, there's the spokesperson for that group, certainly. He's actually the legislative leader. Congress makes all of these laws, but because the President has the power to veto them, Congress pays a lot of attention to the President's position because they want to get laws passed as close to, or bills anyways, before they become a law, as close to what they want, but they have to take into account the President's position to hopefully ultimately get his or her signature. And finally, the President's just the general chief executive for the entire United States. All of these government agencies that run, Department of Agriculture, Transportation, Commerce, all of these are headed ultimately by the President. So the President can sign executive orders explaining how these various branches of government are going to carry out their day-to-day affairs, because the President's the executive and the agent of the government that's in charge of carrying out policies and programs that are set up by Congress. And the way that the Treasury Department works in the day-to-day business is really kind of a significant power. The President can direct the Environmental Protection Agency to not care a lot about the environment. That's a significant role in the administration and how the President manages all of the departments and literally the 3 million people that work for the federal government, almost all of which work underneath indirectly for the President. Half or more of them, by the way, are called the members of the military. And that's it from the Happy House of History. The President doesn't have a lot of powers, but the ability to persuade is probably the most important one.